Hi guys and dolls, today I'm going to be doing a review video for the Ariel Storylook palette from Sephora, and you guys know I'm not fond of doing a negative review, and it's not that I have any problem saying if something's bad. I think it's, for me personally, I have to like take a step back and be like, am I just being a bitch? I always am like, well, am I being too harsh on this product? And in this instance, I, had an initial reaction which was like, oh my god, it's Ariel! I feel as though it's my job to be an advocate for you guys. It's not my job to sell products for Sephora or any other company. It's my job to tell you guys what's worth spending your money on. And in my opinion, review in a nutshell, this just isn't worth your money. What I've done is I've swatched all of the eyeshadows over primer, and I will be inserting photos of them here. On my blog, I'm going to have a very long blog post where I did each color with two substitutes. So I don't like the term duplicate or dupes, because dupe to me is like dead on, you cannot tell the difference, and that's kind of actually rare just because textures will be different and things like that. Substitute is a word I prefer to use because it's like you could use this instead of that and it might be, almost the same, or it might even be better. So substitutes will be on my blog, vintageortacky.com. I will have a link in the description box below for you. So this is my first Storylook palette. I haven't purchased the previous two because I just didn't think they'd be very good quality, and I'd heard like mixed reviews that they were kind of powdery or something, and in my head I'm like, well, Inglot shadows are kind of powdery but they're totally kick-ass, so maybe these will be totally kick-ass too. I should have listened to my instincts. This palette became available for VIB members for a very limited amount of time. It's not currently available. I believe it's going to be coming back again at the end of this month or early July. They're kind of sketchy on the details. Another thing is that Sephora has said that this is going to be the last Storylook palette, which I think is a shame. But well, I don't know how I feel about that. So my first initial reaction when I first got it was like, oh my god, it's Ariel, it's Ariel, oh my god, I love Ariel. To me, The Little Mermaid was like my princess because it was the first Disney princess I was really aware of. Love, love, love the story. We're all big fans, right? So the box that it comes in is so cute. It has like a clam on it, and there's a little mermaid here. It says Storylook Palette Volume 3. On the back of the palette, they have all the colors that are shown in like swatch form with, it's like a little silhouette of Ariel's profile. And they even did something kind of neat with the barcode, made it kind of, fanciful, and there's little mermaids in it. It's quite cute. They definitely put a lot of effort into the packaging. When you get to the actual palette itself, again, they've done such a beautiful job with the packaging. There's sort of like a holographicness to it. You have her candlestick with her dingle hopper and all, it's very cute. They've put a lot of thought into it, you can tell. And this is very reminiscent of the scene where she's sort of like looking into the light and is like, want to be part of you. Anyway, so then you open up the palette and there's a little plastic piece to keep the eyeshadow safe, which I'm going to go ahead and remove. It is in a little velvet box thing, which you can lift the colors out, which I think is nice. You could put this in like a Z palette or something and then use this as like a little jewelry box or whatever. Then you get to the actual shadows, and you can tell that mine looks really beefed up because I really had to work to get color payoff out of some of them, and they're very soft, very powdery shadows. Now I want to say that in terms of the color selection, I like some of them, and I'm really disappointed by some of the other ones. Like, Unfortunate Souls, this is just such a blah color. It's like, bleh, like why even include it? I don't like. Shalala is like kind of a berry color. Why is there not a red? Sebastian is red, and Ariel's hair is red. And don't feed me that like to appease the masses they don't have a red, because Milani's done a red. Wet n Wild's done a red. There's no reason why they couldn't have had a red shadow, or even like a burgundy eyeshadow would have been, The color Sebastian is like a peach color. Like what? That's just, these are just my personal opinions, which may or may not have any effect on the, the quality of the eyeshadow, but it's just an impression that I get from looking at it, and whatever. So when I went ahead and swatched these eyeshadows, the first one that I went for was actually Flounder, because I thought, oh, that's such a pretty like milky yellow, and I'm telling you guys, it is so crappy. I'm just being honest. It's really dry, it's really chalky, it's super powdery, it's flaky, it's like all the negative things about an eyeshadow. And if I had been in store and that had been the first eyeshadow that I had swatched, I would have just moved on and not even purchased this, not even probably given it a second look. There are some standout shades. Atlantica is pretty nice, Fins is nice, Caspian Sea is nice. There's some colors in here that are quite beautiful and ones that I had difficulty finding an exact dupe for, and the colors do tend to swatch quite nicely, especially over a primer. The swatches that I did, I actually layered 3 times to make sure they had perfect, consistent color payoff, just so that I could give you guys a true idea of like the color that is possible from these. However, as good as they swatch, when you actually use them on your eyes, I'm sorry, they're just not that good. They fade quickly, they blend, they overblend is the terminology. They're too blendable, which sounds kind of crazy. And it might be nice for people who are new to makeup and aren't as experienced with blending, or maybe even for young girls because the colors aren't super intense. I used the shadows today and you could already see quite a bit of fading. I used Sha-La-La right here, and then Triton in the center, and then a bit of Sea Witch in the crease here, and then what's it called? Treasures Untold to highlight. Just overall, they're really fading in a way that might not even be terribly obvious on camera, but trust me, to me, it's quite obvious how they faded. And the Sha-La-La, I had to like build and build and build and build and build. Okay, so I just want to kind of round out everything because I know this review may be a little bit all over the place. So for me, the eyeshadows are incredibly powdery, kind of sheer. In practice, they swatch nicely, probably because they're powdery and so much is deposited on, whereas like with a more harder pressed eyeshadow, you have to work a little harder to get the color, but for some reason when you use those ones with brushes, they work better, whereas this one, it's so powdery that they just blend away to nothing. They do blend easy, but they blend away to nothing quite quickly, and because of that, the colors can also go kind of muddy, which is really undesirable for me. I have my little notes here. When you layer them, they get kind of powdery or textured in appearance, which is undesirable. I feel like the colors in this are, I mean, some of them are pretty nice, some of them leave something to be desired, and I feel like there's nothing in here that's so unique that nothing looks like it, you know what I mean? I feel like these are dupeable. You could certainly use substitutes to get a similar look, or even possibly better. They do need a base. They need a primer for one, and then I would recommend a sticky base on top, like a NYX Jumbo pencil. And to be clear, I don't mind using eyeshadow bases. I love eyeshadow bases. I use them all the time, and it's a really great way to use a little less of a fantastic eyeshadow so it lasts longer, but I don't feel like it should be a necessity for a makeup palette sold by a high-end brand. Here's how I feel about it, you guys. I feel like this palette, and probably a lot of other palettes like it, are made with the branding in mind. They think, oh, well, it's Ariel, so people will buy it. And then that's true. I bought it because it's Ariel, right? And the thing is, because we keep buying these subpar palettes, companies think they can just get away with it. And I am totally not okay with that. I feel like I spent $55. This should be good quality. There's no reason why this should be this bad. Sephora brand eyeshadows are fantastic, so why do these suck so bad? And don't give me that line about, oh, well, you know, it's a branded one, so the quality is less. MAC did a collection of villains, Disney villains, and that collection was awesome. So there's no reason why a branded collection can't be good quality. So finally, if you're buying this, you're essentially buying it for the packaging. It's no big secret. If you are a big time Little Mermaid fan or a makeup collector or whatever, and you just have to have this, knock yourself out. If you're new to makeup, or maybe you're just trying to try out a bunch of colors and maybe the over blendability and the sheerness is not an issue for you because you don't want super intense eyeshadows for some reason, this might be a good option. Maybe personally, the advice I would give you is to build your collection up slowly with better quality products. Not necessarily expensive. You can get really great products from Wet n Wild and Milani and all kinds of drugstore brands that make incredibly good products that aren't, you know, particularly super expensive. My advice is that if you were my best friend and you were saying, hey, should I buy this palette? I would tell you, no, don't waste your money. If you are a super big Little Mermaid fan and you're just dying for something from this collection, what I would recommend is getting like the compact or something that is going to be coming out at the end of this month, because honestly, this palette, my palette, is going back to Sephora. Because I'm sending a message to the companies that I will not stand for this crap no more. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Remember to follow me on Instagram and Facebook. I always keep you guys updated on all of my goings on, and you know, if I don't have a video for a while or if I have a video coming up, or like sometimes I'll let you guys know where I'm gonna be at if you guys want to come meet me up or whatever. So definitely follow me on Instagram and Facebook. I also have like Twitter and all that stuff, but my two like main social media things are the Instagram and the Facebook. So anyway, I hope you're having a fantastic day. Sorry if this video was a downer, if you're really excited about getting this palette, but I'd rather tell you the truth than that you buy it and be disappointed. Also, be sure to check out vintageortacky.com because I spent like so much time figuring out dupes or substitutes for all these. In fact, this finger is like super red and sore from all the abuse I put it through, but it was worth it for you guys. I know this video wasn't maybe very fun, but as I said, my job is to be an advocate for you and let you know whether something's worth spending money on, especially a $55 eyeshadow palette, and you'd be better spending your money on something else. So I hope you're having a fantastic day. I'll see you guys in my next video. Remember to be vintage or tacky. Just be yourself. See you, bye.